long ago when the world was still being measured out, when mountains were still settling into their shapes and rivers were still looking for the sea, the deepest parts of the earth fell to the oldest brother, the one who did not fight for them, the one who did not argue, the one who simply accepted because someone had to, and because he had never wanted the sky or the sea anyway. His name was Hades. In the time before memory, when the Titanomachy ended and the three sons of Cronus stood at the edge of a broken world, they drew lots for the kingdom of all things. Zeus, youngest and hungriest, won the sky with a flourish, lightning already crackling in his palm. Poseidon struck his trident and claimed the sea with a roar that shook the continents. And Hades, without ceremony, without complaint, without even a sigh, looked down at the cracks in the earth's crust and said, "I will take what remains." What remained was everything beneath the soil, the roots of trees that never see the sun, the bones of creatures that died before names existed, the slow black rivers that run through absolute dark, carrying nothing, going nowhere, the heat at the center, the pressure, the silence. He descended and did not return, not because he was imprisoned, because he chose to stay. His kingdom had no name that the living could speak without flinching. Some called it the house of Hades. Some called it Erebos, the place of darkness. Others called it simply the place below, as if naming it fully would summon it. He built no monuments to himself. No temples rose in his honor in any city of the living. Not because he was weak. He was one of the three great kings, equal to Zeus in dominion, but because the living prefer not to remind themselves that they will eventually, inevitably, inexorably become his guests. Every funeral was his festival. Every gravestone was his altar. He did not need marble houses on mountain tops. He had the entire underground. He was not cruel. This is important because the stories that paint him as a monster, as a dark mirror of his brothers, as a jailer of souls, as something to be feared, were written by people who feared what they could not see. Hades did not torment the dead. He housed them. He gave them fields of asphodel, pale, ghostly flowers that grow without sunlight, their roots tangled with the bones beneath, and let them wander. He did not laugh at suffering. He did not invent new punishments for old sins. He simply did not stop what already was. There is a difference between coldness and cruelty, and Hades embodied the first while the living, in their terror, imagined the second. His helmet was made of darkness, not shadow, not night, but the absence of being. When he put it on, even the other gods could not find him. He could walk through Olympus invisible, unheard, unfelt. He wore it once to steal Persephone, the young daughter of Demeter, goddess of harvest and growth, of all green things that push upward toward the light. She was picking flowers in a field in Enna, her basket filled with lilies and crocuses, when the earth opened beneath her feet. Not violently. Gently, almost politely. A chasm that widened like a mouth yawning, and from it rose the silent chariot of the king of the dead. He reached up. He took her hand. She screamed. No one heard except the god who held her, and he did not let go. In the underworld, he did not force her. He offered her a pomegranate, the fruit of the dead, red as blood, red as the inside of a body. She was hungry, she was frightened. She was far from everything she had ever known. She took 6 seeds, she ate them one by one. And because she had tasted the food of the dead, she was bound not by chains, not by magic, but by the oldest law in the universe, to return to him for 6 months of every year. This is why winter comes. When Persephone descends to her husband's hall, Demeter mourns and pulls her light from the world. The fields go brown. The trees drop their leaves. The earth holds its breath. And when Persephone rises again in spring, when Hades walks her to the boundary himself and watches her go, the world remembers what green means. He watches her go every time. He does not stop her. He has never stopped her. He loves her in the way the deep earth loves, patient, silent, without performance, without poetry. He carved her a throne of ebony and bone, inlaid with gemstones mined from depths no living miner has ever reached. He gave her dominion over ghosts. He made her queen of everything that ends, every story that finishes, every breath that stops, every heart that runs out of beats. And when she returns to him each autumn, stepping back across the threshold of his silent palace, he is already waiting in the hall, saying nothing, holding out his hand. No welcome speech, no celebration, just his palm, open and still, offering nothing except the knowledge that she is home. His palace is made of bones and gemstones, the compressed remains of creatures who have no names anymore, whose forms have been pressed into glittering angles over millions of years. The rivers of his realm are called Styx, hatred, the oath river that even gods cannot break, Lethe, forgetfulness, whose water erases memory, Acheron, grief, the river of pain, and Phlegethon, fire, that burns without consuming. Charon the ferryman, ancient, patient, his face hidden beneath a hood that has never been lifted, rows the dead across the central waters for a single coin placed on their lips at burial. Those who cannot pay wander the shore for 100 years, watching others cross, learning patience. Those who try to swim are pulled down by the current and become part of the river's silence. There is a three-headed dog named Cerberus who guards the gate. He is gentle with the dead, he knows their names, he licks their hands, but he eats the living who try to leave. His 3 heads never sleep at the same time. One always watches. One always waits. Hades does not seek worship. He does not need it. Every funeral is his festival. Every graveyard is his temple. Every time a seed goes into the soil and does not come up again, every time something is planted and lost, that is his hand, turning something old into something else. He is the wealthiest of the gods. All the gold and silver and jewels of the earth are mined from his domain. The metals in your phone, the diamond on your finger, the coal in your furnace, all of it passed through his halls before it reached you. But he wears no crowns. He sits on a throne of obsidian in a hall where no fire burns and no windows let in light, and he waits. He has always been waiting. He will always be waiting. The living tell jokes about him. They make him the villain in their stories, the dark uncle, the one who took Persephone against her will. They imagine him as Satan, as a demon, as something that hates them. But when the moment comes, when the breath stops and the world tilts and the light that has followed you your whole life suddenly goes out, it is not Zeus they meet. It is not Poseidon. It is not any god of thunder or storm or war. It is a quiet God in a quiet place who has kept a room ready for you since before you were born. And he says nothing. He does not need to. He simply nods and points, and the darkness becomes less frightening because you are not alone in it.